Welcome back to the Streamline Entertainment, people. It's Marvin. Uh, Ali has informed me that Pixie has been found, the 12-year-old that went missing in Bournemouth. So she's safe and sound and home, which is great. She was found this morning, which is great news. Also, we have drug raids across the country and an update by Ali, which we're going to go through now. Thank you very much indeed.
Morning, everybody. This is coming in thick and fast this morning. I don't know why I'm being targeted, but the police have arrested 37 people in major drug crackdown this morning. That is to do with county lines, and I'll just read out the details for everybody. 37 across the west of England in a major operation targeting drug supply networks. Police from Avon and Somerset, Wiltshire and Gloucestershire seized £35,700 in cash, as well as drugs including heroin, cannabis and cocaine. Officers were carrying out a regional week of action from the 23rd to the 29th of June as part of Operation Scorpion, which, as you know, has been going on for some while. Wiltshire Police and Crime Commissioner Philip Wilkinson said criminals rely on gaps in awareness and accountability, and we are working to close those gaps across the region. So he's going to keep me updated on this. The three police forces also teamed up with Devon and Cornwall Police and Dorset Police and the South West Regional Organised Crime Unit, SWROCU. So we now have our own organised crime unit down here. In total, across the 5 regions, police arrested 102 people, seized 66 kg of cocaine, 14 kg of cannabis, and £119,000 in cash. 17 vehicles have also been seized, including 6 e-bikes. Officers shut down 29 suspected county lines, mobile phone lines used to take order of drugs. During this latest stage of Operation Scorpion, policing teams targeted those who exploit children and vulnerable people to supply and store drugs. Hooray for that. Chief Constable Andy Hill of SWROCU said it was in stark reality that the average age of someone controlling a drugs line is now down to the age of 21. And the average age of a drug runner is just 15 to 17. So that just tells me, and I think it will tell everybody else, that it is good that we are getting on top of these drug suppliers. In Wiltshire, 25 people were arrested, including 8 drug line holders who were charged and remanded in custody yesterday. Officers disrupted and removed 14 drug lines from operation, in addition to seizing 15 offensive weapons, including firearms, a stun gun disguised as a torch, knives and machetes. The force also seized 1.3 kg of cannabis found in carrier bags and 107 MDMA pills. Detective Chief Inspector Charlotte Tucker of Wiltshire Police said, "We will continue to work together to tackle these issues and make the southwest area a hostile environment for those suspected criminals to operate in, and also to team up with other local counties to crack down on these county lines." Avon and Somerset Police engaged with industries that may be unknowingly helping drug supply networks. They spoke to staff at hotels, private hire companies and postal services to raise awareness of the signs of exploitation and encourage staff to report any suspicions or concerns. Officers also spoke across the 4 areas to over 1,000 taxi drivers. Gloucestershire Police, meanwhile, visited homes where concerns have been raised about potential cuckooing, where a drug dealer takes over a vulnerable person's address, and uses it as a base to commit crime. If you remember, we go back to the Welsh sections some kind of 15 years ago when Aob got nabbed, and that was a place in Wales where they'd used two houses, one, if I remember rightly, belonging to a Mrs. Singh, vulnerable people they target, take over the house in order to use it as a base to supply drugs from. The Forces Police and Crime Commissioner, Chris Nelson, said, combining the resources of all of the region's forces demonstrates a united approach to policing in an attempt to reduce the serious harm and violence caused by drugs. By recognising the signs and behaviour to look out for, we can all play our part in smashing these gangs and send a clear message that this region will not tolerate this harmful criminal activity. And we also have to think, while I'm on the subject, thank all the streamliners for all their messages and all their help, because quite a few of you have actually been very active in helping the county lines people be smashed. So we've also had one other thing come in this morning. An 8-year-old was targeted by gangs in Gloucestershire to run drugs. I mean, this is going beyond the realms of possibility, surely. Anyway, thank you. And just to update you, Pixie has been found safe and well in the Westbourne area of Bournemouth. No more updates on that, and we'll just carry on. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you to Ali Harris there, who basically updated us on some of the criminal raids, rug raids in Wiltshire and Gloucestershire, which is really, really good to see. And this obviously Operation Scorpion, which has been going for some time now, is absolutely brilliant. Like I said, I will be talking extra on basically Streamline Investigations about this, but this part will go out on both channels. Thank you very much. So if you want to see the second part, go over to Streamline Investigations. Appreciate you. Thank you to everyone at Streamline Entertainment. Like I said, Ali mentioned a 8-year-old basically asked, to basically rug run. And like I said, they, the sick people who are asking an 8-year-old to actually do that is just unbelievable. 8 years old. They're not even in double figures yet, which is just absolutely unbelievable. But I think the police seem to be cracking down on a hell of a lot. And like I said, a lot of arms were found, offensive weapons, a lot of rugs which are off the streets and could be destroyed. The most thing we could look at as well is that there's a lot of dealers on the streets which can get help, who are off the streets and will do prison sentence for what they were doing. You can't get away with it, and the police will catch up with you, even though you think you're getting away with it. Somewhere on the line you're being watched, and it proves it with all these arrests lately. But like I said, all we're trying to do is basically spread awareness for young people getting involved in this game. And that was one of the reasons why myself and Ali, are always sort of talking about the Jay Slater case. I know that it's basically coming to a head with the resume of the coroner's court, but like I said, it has to, I think young people and rugs has to be discussed, because I do think that rugs were a massive basically thing that happened to Jay Slater. I think that helped in his demise, in basically him either being spiked or people giving him rugs to actually take at the NRG festival, and I believe he never really came round from there. But like I said, it's a good thing today. I think it's a really, really good point that Ali has made, and obviously all the raids up and down the country, not just in the Wiltshire area, is very, very good to see. Okay, people, don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Investigations, and thank you very much for your support. Thank you. Bye.